Take two. This is Stephen, the Disney Drago Robinson. You're watching the one and only Sport Icon. Bow!
Now, for the past few years, we've seen Deontay Wilder, his team around him, talking about Anthony Joshua. At no point did they ever fight Anthony Joshua. We know why, because Deontay Wilder has been afraid of Anthony Joshua. When you turn down $100 million for 2 fights, one home in the United States of America, one away in the United Kingdom, for $100 million, no more needs to be said. You are afraid. Even Wilder said himself that he took less money to take on Tyson Fury. Why? Because he thought Tyson Fury was finished and Tyson Fury was pillow-fisted, all that kind of good stuff. Anyway, even now, after Anthony Joshua has taken 2 defeats to Alexander Usyk on the bounce, Team Wilder's still talking about Anthony Joshua. But guess who they're not talking about? Joe Joyce. Well, Joe Joyce is also a Brit. Joe Joyce is a fight that the PBC and Frank Warren could get together and make because they have a good relationship, unlike Eddie Hearn and the PBC, right? But Joe Joyce is a WBO mandatory and WBO interim world heavyweight champion. But Wilder, nobody on Wilder's team ever mentions the name of Joe Joyce, when he's got the ticket currently to get back into world title contention, which apparently that's what Wilder wants to do. He wants another shot at the world title, ideally Fury, right? Which is bizarre for me. You've had 3 attempts at Fury. If he's taking your best punches and you definitely ain't outboxing him, what makes you think you're going to beat him? It's pointless, right? So why not go after Joe Joyce? Why Anthony Joshua? If you fight Anthony Joshua, somehow he grows a pair of nads and actually fights Anthony Joshua. If he beats Anthony Joshua, that doesn't move you a step closer to the world title. Joe Joyce does. So why is it that he never mentions Joe Joyce? I think he knows why, because his power is overrated. Listen, he's very, very good at stopping journeymen and gatekeepers. We've seen that consistently. But Joe Joyce will probably take his punches. If Tyson Fury can take his punches, there's a very real chance that Joe Joyce will take his punches, right? And he can't outbox Joe Joyce. That's for sure. That's a certainty. So, is Deontay Wilder afraid of Joe Joyce? You betcha. Of course he is. Is he ducking Joe Joyce? You betcha. Of course he is. Does he have any intention of fighting Anthony Joshua? No, of course not. We know who Deontay Wilder's fighting next. It's going to be Andy Ruiz Jr.'s in-house fight. It's been set up for quite some time. But still, then we'll talk about Anthony Joshua. But what they're not talking about is Andy Ruiz Jr. What they're not talking about is Joe Joyce. Ever. Mad that, innit? Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.